This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going to be building our own kingdom. Based upon our castle where we're at, we're going to be building all sorts of different things around it, like forests and lakes and rivers and all different types of terrain. Because today we're looking at Kingdomino, but not just the regular version, we're going to be looking at Giant Kingdomino, as the game just won today the Spiel Des Jahres award, the biggest award in gaming. Let's take a look at what this giant version offers and how it differs from the base game. So here's the original Kingdomino here on the left, and as we go to the right, you'll see the massive size of this thing. Essentially, it's about twice as big. Now to show you the scale of this, here's my hand. I mean, this thing is ginormous. I gotta pick this up. I mean, this thing is huge. Here are the big meeples in this game. Check this out. The smallest ones to the largest ones, these are huge. And here is a scaled down version of a quarter, so you can really see how big this huge meeple is. Now here are the castles, and you can see the size here again, about twice the size, and there's the quarter to show you how big this really is. Now here's the same tile with this base game laid on top of the giant version. Now the small normal base version is about 3 inches long by 1.5 inches wide, where the giant is basically twice as big. It's 6 inches long by 3 inches wide. Here's a shot of the same exact kingdom built with the base game and the giant version to give you a sense of the scale. Now here's that same kingdom, the exact same one as the base game, and here it is right here in the middle. It's lined up with the middle of this one, so you can then again see my hand can almost fit over this whole thing here, but it's not even close here. Now the total size of these, the small base game is 8 inches by 8 inches if you do a perfect 5x5 grid as shown here, and the giant's twice that, 16 inches by 16 inches. So each player is going to need 16 by 16 at least of space to be able to play. Now my favorite part about this is that even on the tiles where things are large, like this big dragon, you get to see so much more detail in these tiles. Look at this. Look at the eyes and how scared that sheep is of the dragon that I never noticed before. I come on here and I put the regular one, and you probably never notice. Even if you look really close, you can barely see the eyes. But in this one, you really see that this tile tells a story that you weren't able to see before. And take a look at this forest tile. We have this person who's fighting a huge spider. I never noticed it in the original one. Now it's a little bit bigger in this one, that where if you looked closely, you probably would have been able to actually see it, but it's something I just didn't really notice before. And look at this guy walking through the forest with the humongous boots. Again, it was there in the original, but it wasn't quite as noticeable there. It really sticks out now. Now in this one, you can really see a lot of the detail of what's going on. What is this person concocting? You can actually see all the different things lining up with each other. It just, a lot more detail, a lot more interesting. Now this one's really interesting. It looks like this person is sitting on a dock with no clothes on. It's hanging there with a beard that goes all the way into the water, but you never could really see that in the detail of that one. Now in this one, it's a shop that they're kind of making some lumber, and you could tell that there were some people there, but you again, much more detail. It tells a better story. Now in this one on the left, you can actually see some of the things that he's picking up in the net. And then over here, I never noticed the birds on the chimney before. And they've always been there, but again, it's so small, it's a detail that your eyes look over, but now you can actually see those. Now this one tells a great story too, where this person is opening up the gate there, or he's got some different, or maybe he's bringing them some food. And look at, again, the eyes, the excitement on the dog and the sheep that you just can't quite get with the base game. Now this one's interesting because all of these sheep, if you look at their eyes, they're all staring at what this guy is doing. What spell is he making? And you're looking over here and you just see some sheep, but because you don't really see their eyes that clearly, you're like, yeah, they're just standing there. But here, you can clearly see they're looking at them. Now in this one, the dog here is very happy to find his way home to the windmill. The dog's there, you can see him, but it's not something that jumped out at me that I really noticed without looking really closely after seeing this one. And the last one I'll show you is here's the foxes on this rock looking. And again, here you can't see any expressions on their faces. You can't see any of their eyes. And here you can see they really are scared and running, something that you couldn't quite capture in the other one. And first of all, congratulations to Kingdomino, Blue Orange Games, Bruno Cathala for winning the Spiel Des Jahres that was announced earlier today. So I've had this giant version of Kingdomino for a little bit, and I hope you liked that overview and the different things I was able to show you in the artwork of those. So giant versions are always cool. They have a cool factor, whether it's, you know, the giant Takinoko or the giant even Rhino hero where people play on chairs. It's one of those things that you usually only see at conventions and just looks really cool, and it's always great to play a giant version, and this is no different. It just does still have that cool factor, even though it's just, you know, there's that big castle, it doesn't do much, just sits there, but those tiles being big, it just brings a cool experience on with you like most other giant games. And as I showed you mostly in this overview, you know, there's a lot of intricate artwork that was done on each of those tiles that you could either maybe barely see or probably not even see in the base version, and that I was able to bring out and show you, like the eyes of those sheep or what that guy was catching in the nets and things like that. And I thought it was really cool that you can actually see a little bit more about this world that we, you know, looked at skin deep. At least I did. I saw some things, oh, that's cool, but I never studied the tiles until they're so big. It's like, oh wow, I never saw this before, and I thought that was really cool. It feels even more pleasing to play this game having a big kingdom. It's just, you know, it's always fun to build things. It's always fun to build your own kingdom and look at it and go, ha, look what I built at the end of the game. But it's even more cool when it's huge, when it's, you know, 16 inches by 16 inches as opposed to 8 inches by 8 inches. And it just looks really cool like that, and I just think that's a huge plus for this. Also, getting into where you can get this and things like that, I'll get to that in just a moment, but from what I've heard, it's going to have, and again, this was mentioned to me weeks before today, which was the Spiel Des Jahres, and based upon that winning, anything I say from this point forward could easily change. I'm not sure, but before they won the Spiel Des Jahres, I was told that this was going to be available for $49, which is insanely cheap for what you're getting, I think, because most big versions of game, granted, a lot of these have more components, some of them go for $300 online or more. This is $50 retail. Now, before you get all excited, let me just tell you where we were, again, before the Spiel Des Jahres award, is this was mostly made for retailers to demo the game and for prizes. I know they're going to have some Gen Con prizes, and this is going to be some of them. However, they did say that they were going to have a limited amount of quantity for sale at select retailers. And again, this was pre-Spiel Des Jahres, but maybe if there's a huge want for this, they'll do something different and maybe make more of these. But for what I'm told, there's going to just be a very small quantity that's actually for sale. So if you're interested in this, I would recommend getting a hold of your closest retailer and finding out, banging on them and seeing if they can get these. Also, my contact at Blue Orange also mentioned that this time they were out of stock of them. So again, based upon Spiel Des Jahres and based on them being out of stock to the ones I've already sent to stores, I don't know if stores might have some for sale now, a limited amount, but regardless, they're out of stock, so it's going to be some time before these come available. But again, because they won Spiel Des Jahres, maybe they're going to print a lot of these. I don't know. All I can tell you is that it's awesome. It's so much more fun than the regular version. It looks cooler, and it's only $50. If that's really true, what she told me, that's amazing, because that is a steal. It's awesome. So if you can find this, or if you can bang on your retailer and or distributor or publisher Blue Orange, try to figure out when it's coming, that'd be great. And that is Kingdomino, the giant version.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com.